side by side pretty soon, and we'll talk about the old days.
Maybe Guy and Candy will sing to it.
Yeah, and we are privileged to have in our midst Guy and Candy Carawan. Well, that's all right, you guys can sing anyway. But at any rate, I want you to know that the struggle is intergenerational. I've been doing this a really long time, and I'm not willing to give up yet, but I expect some of you to start taking up my slack because I am getting on in years. Thank you.
In the house, and as soon as we get his technology together here, he's going to be on stage. Dr. White.
Before I begin, I'm trying to pull up my prepared remarks. First of all, let me apologize for being late. I have made a habit of giving speeches around the community, but I really wanted to say something special to you tonight. So I was working on this until about 10 minutes to 7. So, and at that point, Tom Smith called and said, "Hey, George, where are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm coming. I smell like a barn, I had a shade, I look like a bear." So pretty kind of hectic, but I have to say that I am physically and emotionally exhausted. But I am able to stand up because of you. And I appreciate all of you, and I love you for everything that you've done. This might be a little tough because over the course of the year, I've been kind of standing on the edge of weeping constantly. And I have, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I do want to say thank you, and I wanted to let you all know how much I truly, truly love you for everything that you've done for me and my family. I would thank certain individuals, my friends here in the faculty, my friends in the community, but I don't want to name them because I don't want anybody to get retaliated against by being associated with me. That's for real. I do want to thank the organizers of tonight's program. I want to thank all of the student organizations, the Latino Fraternity, UTK and NAACP, PSA, Students for Progressive Society, the Muslim Student Association, Caribbean Student Association. I think I got everybody in terms of students. My church friends, Mount Zion Baptist Church, where I grew up, and St. Luke's Episcopal Church, where I continue to grow as an older man. And of course, the steadfast support from my sisters and brothers in the United Campus Workers, CWA Local 3865. Right on. Thank you. They have been more than friends, and I appreciate all of you. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. Anybody left? All right. What I want to talk about tonight, and this may take a little while, but it probably shouldn't be more than 30 minutes because I want to leave time for questions and answers. But I want to talk to you tonight kind of about what's been happening. Not so much in factual detail, although I mentioned some, but just the significance of all of this. And the speech that I conceive tonight is called "To Be New Cornerstones." I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made the lady sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright, the same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right. I'm the ballad in your box, the bullet in the gun, that inner glow that lets you know to call your brother son. The story that's just begun, the promise of what's to come, and I'm gonna remain a soldier till the war is won. These lines are taken from the theme song to the television adaptation of the award-winning cartoon strip, The Boondocks. The comic strip and the TV show are basically a satirical, situational comedy based on the Freeman family, a single-parent household led by Robert Freeman, otherwise known as Granddad. When Granddad takes custody of his 2 grandsons, Huey and Riley Freeman, he moves from a predominantly black enclave in Southside Chicago to the lily white suburb. The driving force of the cartoon is the interplay between 3 basic archetypes of black masculinity. Granddad represents the traditional, old-school civil rights era patriarch. Huey, the 10-year-old, represents a blend of yesteryear's black power revolutionary and today's erudite social critic. Riley, the 8-year-old brother, represents the contemporary, typical, TV-addicted, foul-mouthed, ill-mannered, middle-class kid. Of course, there are many other often hilarious characters who mark the landscape, like the racially blended Du Bois family and Granddad's friend Uncle Ruckus, the archetype of the self-hating black man who sings about how great slavery was because that was the only time the black community experienced full employment. Much of the tension and the commentary within the show addresses contemporary politics, popular culture, and race relations, especially the persistence of white supremacy, as well as the ludicrous and painful ways in which black folks collaborate in our own oppression. Although the topics of each show range widely from what Martin Luther King would do today, or the price of hypermasculinity, to the war in Iraq, it always comes back to the Freemans. Huey, being in the middle, naturally plays the part of the bridge between Granddad and Riley, between the 2 generations. Huey also serves as a filter, translating Granddad's discipline and work ethic to Riley and translating Riley's suspicion, skepticism, and consumerism to Granddad. Just as importantly, Huey serves as a destroyer, slaying the sacred cows and received truths of both generations. Huey constantly upsets Riley by revealing the emptiness of materialism and the limits of thug life as a form of resistance. At the same time, Huey disrupts the romanticizing of the 1960s as a period of utopian black unity and the supposedly unconditional acceptance by whites of black aspirations. Furthermore, Huey challenges the notion that we currently live in a world founded on meritocracy, governed by democracy, and policed by the rule of law. It would be easy to imagine Huey as the hero in the cartoon, but I think that is too easy. Yes, Huey's silhouette, for those of you who have seen the cartoon, is featured prominently in the opening credits, and of course the lyrics of the theme song are written in the first person. I am the stone. However, I think that the lyrics are about the whole of the Freeman family. The lyrics reach back into a previous era with a reference to Billie Holiday, the lady who sings the blues, and her epic song, Strange Fruit, a song about the lynching of black men. The lines that talk about the ballad and the bullet are clear references to one of Malcolm X's most famous speeches. A few lines later, the lyrics pull us into the 21st century. For instance, when we hear the lines, I am the inner glow that lets you know to call your brother son, it is an allusion to the controversy over the use of the N-word. The theme song is telling us that we should not call each other niggers, but should use a name that affirmatively speaks to true affection and intimacy, to family. Finally, the lyrics speak of great faith and determination. When we hear, quote, the story that just begun, the promise of what's to come, and I'm going to remain a soldier till the war is won, given black folks' awe-inspiring religious commitment, it should not surprise us that such a provocative cartoon is fundamentally